Hold on. What we got going on here? Facebook. Hold on, guys. There we go. Some of our Facebook is not coming up. Right. There we go. I got it. Got
We'll
it.
do it live. We'll do it live.
Yeah, I felt like Sid Vicious then. Let's just do it over again. No, Sid, we're live. We're live. What's up, guys?
G'day,
It's the
g'day.
triple threat main event. We're back in the house again tonight. It is Thursday night. It's a little bit after 8. Or if you're in Australia, it's 11:15 a.m. And with me tonight is the Hitman from down under, Mr. Pennachio. What's up, buddy?
G'day, Steve. What's going on, man?
Same old, bud. We're getting ready. We're what almost a little over a week away from WrestleMania 40. Probably what they say is going to be the biggest WrestleMania of all time. And we're gonna tonight. We're gonna give our predictions on some match, what we think might happen. Of course, the big stories, the big matches, or on night 1 and 2, or the tag team match with Cody and Seth Rollins versus The Rock and Roman Reigns.
Mhm.
We'll see how that goes. I've got a lot of things that could happen on night 1 that probably is going to affect night 2. But plus, you got the Hall of Fame coming up. We might not get into much of the Hall of Fame, but inductions, maybe the next show we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
But we got a big card, and guys, the card is not finalized yet, so there's probably going to be some matches added. But I don't know if we would get a chance to do this before Mania, so we want to get on here and the big matches are done. The big matches
Yeah.
are pretty much finalized, so we'll talk about that. So what's been going on with you?
Oh, man, like I said, just in the hype of WrestleMania week, just all these other podcasts going around, just hyping you up. Dude, these storylines are they're 90s-esque
Yes,
violence.
and I
You
love
are sucked in. You actually start to hate and like wrestlers now. So being like what they say is the biggest WrestleMania of all time, they are making it the biggest WrestleMania of all time. So I'm excited, man. I've never been this excited for maybe probably pre-COVID days of WrestleManias.
it.
So I'm excited.
It's been a while since this hype, at least for me. I'm like you, and it probably go back further for me with that I was so hyped up about a WrestleMania. But um, starting off, okay, Monday Night Raw. They were in Chicago last week, and probably one of the best. If they had just took that freaking what are the women's match
Yeah.
with that, I don't know what that purpose that served, but if they take that out, it's probably no doubt one of the best Raw they've had in a long time. Um,
Yeah.
the CM Punk segment with uh, Drew and Seth, and man, what about Drew? Is he not?
I think Drew's the greatest heel at the moment because he's playing that heel role, but he's not going over the top heelish. He's just pointing out facts, and like
Yeah,
I love this. I love this Drew. He's my favorite heel at the moment.
yeah. We got a comment coming out. I don't know who this is. Facebook user best Raw in years. I'll agree with you there.
100%. Yeah.
I remember talking about Monday Night Raws a couple years ago and wondering what the heck they were doing. And now you're getting it's serving a purpose. And it's like you said before we went on there, this is going 90s, like
Yeah.
violence. I mean, and not that we're promoting violence or anything, guys, but this is what you want to see in a wrestling show. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
outside, this is like Attitude Era, and it's starting to creep in I mean the language,
Yeah.
the language. You know, the Rock started that, and Cody goes with it. Um,
Because I think, like, I don't know too much about, I think it's like the FCC, I think you guys call it, because they're going away from PG-13, I think they can allow one swear word.
yeah.
I'm not too sure if that's what it is, but just a little bit, and it just sucks you in.
And did you hear Drew kept saying when Punk said something and Drew went PG buddy, PG buddy.
Yeah. But I think the greatest line of the night was this one. There you go.
Yeah, I know who this is. This is Kyle. This is
Yeah.
Kyle.
I think the greatest line of the night was because if you were a fan of Drew in the early 2000s, he was picked as the chosen one
Oh
by
yes, yeah.
by Vince McMahon, okay? And Punk was saying, say his name. Who
Say
was
his
it?
name.
I'm like, don't say it. But you know you can't say it, but a little bit of you was like, don't, dude, don't. Just don't. And I can't wait until those two face each other. Because the promos lead up to it, oof.
Oh yeah, Kyle bringing up a good one. This is another good line that Punk had. Best line tonight was CM Punk. I don't listen to your show, Pat. I listen to the drive-through and the experience.
I heard it.
Throwing out to Jim Cornette. How about that? I mean,
Yeah, see, and I don't know if they're doing this because they're going to Netflix and Netflix is saying, show us what you can do. This is your guidelines. Push it to the limit and just show us what happens. I think this is all the Netflix talk coming out now.
it may be. It may be. This is a good direction to be going in for WWE right now. Of course, the Monday Night Raw, the ending of Monday Night Raw. Uh, from the start to start with, when Cody comes out, does his little spiel, and then The Rock comes out and just comes in the ring, puts his hands behind his back, walks over to Cody and whispers something, and he walks out. The fans booed like crazy. They started chanting "Rocky sucks" and all this stuff, and they asked him backstage what he said. He said, "Why don't you ask Cody what I said?" And then when they asked Cody, he said, "I don't want to repeat it, but it's a promise he can't keep." And you're going from there. Okay, what is going on? Then what is it? Jay Uso versus Shinsuke Nakamura, and it breaks down where Jimmy. I can't never get. Is it Jay? Jay is the one with Cody and them, right?
Jay's the good one.
Yeah,
put it that way.
Jimmy and Solo come out, and so Cody and Seth run them off, and Cody takes Jimmy to the back of the arena, and all of a sudden Rock jumps him, and Rock takes him outside, and he's pummeling him, and he's talking. I mean, this is Attitude Era language here that's getting beat out. He's getting beat out. And then he bloodies him up, and he's talking trash, and he starts talking trash to Cody's mama, saying, "Look at your son, look at your son, and don't mess. This is what happens when you mess with the final boss." And I'm like, holy crap! And I get you guys' opinion out there if you're listening. You guys feel free to chime in. We got a lot of people on Twitter looking. We got some people on Facebook. So you guys on Twitter, you can chime in if you feel like.
Do.
Yeah, please chime in. We love getting the comments.
Give us your opinions too on the matches that we will go through soon.
Yeah, and we'll get you. Make sure we show and talk about your comments. Kyle's up here again. I think it was perfect having The Rock come out and not say anything to the crowd, then be a true heel at the end and beat the crap out of Cody. He got to where he was doing too much silly stuff or fun stuff. Really wasn't heel work like the concert in Memphis where he was getting people to cheer. That's a good point. That concert was getting people to, excuse me, my paper's gone. That concert was getting people to like him too much. He was getting cheers.
Yeah.
But I feel like, and guys, you tell me, Pennachio, you tell me, doing this though, with it being The Rock taking him out, this is getting more of Cody versus Rock. It's taken away from Cody versus Roman now. So
It
I don't know.
because you know what's going to happen on night 2. It's going to be Cody versus Roman, but it's kind of going down the road of this is a Cody versus Rock thing right now.
Yeah.
Seth is just there just because, and we'll get to that. But it's kind of like, are they already setting up a Rock versus Cody match for the title if this happens? There's something there, and it's kind of, is this how they're gonna push Roman away? If he loses, it's kind of going, that's okay because now we've got Cody versus Rock now.
Yep.
So I think a lot of the wrestling podcasts, I think it was Busted Open, The Rock is overshadowing everything right now.
Yeah, he is.
So
I definitely agree. I mean, and that can be a good thing or that can be a bad thing.
yes,
Because and to play it like, okay, he came in here and just took everything over. So he's a bad guy. Whether they do the whole corporate thing with him now, I don't know, but I think it's a good storyline. They're headed in the right direction with this. Let's see what else.
while you're looking at that, I think while you're looking, I just want to put my 2 cents in about the ending of Raw. They're showing blood again.
Yeah.
Cody did a blade job. Bubba Ray made a good point. I think he said he wanted just a little bit more blood, just to show how violent The Rock got. Other than that, I think he was correct. Other than that, was great. You haven't seen blood in a long time in WWE, so when you saw it, you're like, holy crap, man. It sucked you in.
Yeah.
You didn't see it every week. You saw it, and it was a little bit more would have been great, but it was perfect.
Yeah. And you don't need to do this. AEW had a habit of doing this every week, like every other match. So you don't need to do it every other week. Kyle, I think this is him again. The Rock is overshadowing everything, but Punk, if you look at the quarter hours, the highest rated segment on Raw by a couple of 100,000 was the CM Punk segment.
Yeah. But being in Chicago too.
I definitely, and look, blood had meaning, unlike some Moxley crap.
Yeah.
That's
is that
true.
Kyle? Kyle, can you just off topic, just fix your name up, man? Because we want to see you commenting your name.
Yeah, I don't know, Kyle, if you did the StreamYard thing where you agreed to do your. Sometimes it is a problem with some people.
If not, just put your name at the end, man, because we just want to mention people's names so that people know that we do read your comments. So
we want to give you credit where
credit, that's the word. But exactly what he said. AEW, man, too much blood every week. Yeah. It doesn't mean anything. So
yes, look, another good line from the Punk segment. Drew saying, "You say you're straight edge, you don't do drugs, and you don't drink alcohol, but you spend more of your time in rehab."
And then he came out a couple of days later, or maybe a day later. He said, "Don't hurt yourself putting the headset on."
On Twitter, yeah. It's the face. Kyle is saying it's the Facebook software. Kyle,
perfect, man. That's great.
Yeah,
but no, that was a great. If that was 1 week out, I can't wait to see what the go home Raw will be next week.
I honestly don't know, and I know they'll try to, but how do you top something like what you saw last Monday night? And like I said, if they take out that women's match, and nothing against the women, but that match did nothing. I mean, nothing. I did like what Becky and Rhea, their segment, which Becky popped Dom too. They showed that in slow motion, and she popped him, but. I did like what Becky said about, oh, that's right, you don't wrestle on Raw anymore. And I was like, oh, we're throwing shade again, which she said, telling the truth. The facts that are there. Anyway, let's move on. Let's get to let's see the WrestleMania card. Like we said, it's not finalized yet, but
when we say they probably won't be in order, so we're just going to go through the matches.
Yeah, we're just going to go through the matches. This is not what we don't know if it's night one. We're just going through the matches that we know so far.
Yep.
All right. So Jey Uso versus Jimmy Uso. I can't say I'm excited about it. I know a lot of people are. I'm not excited about it. The only way you could really get me excited about this is somehow Rikishi ends up in the middle of this. And that could possibly happen, I guess, but I don't
I
know.
think
I'm just not excited about it.
I think it goes down the lines of they had nothing for these two at the moment. Let's give them something. And I think to make it that little bit better, Rikishi's got to do something, even if he's just there ringside watching, and
Yeah.
then at the end he just this of course if he does come out at the end he grabs them both and go, look, just shake your hands, you're brothers, you're my sons, and that's how you turn them back face. But Jimmy is with the bloodline, so what do you do?
Right, if you're getting ready to do what they say is getting rid of the bloodlines, then maybe that would be one step into getting rid of the bloodlines. Is
Yeah,
turning Jimmy face and putting the Usos back together. Uh, I don't know who this is. This could be somebody else. I don't know if it's Kyle. They need to put them back together. Tag team division is dead.
good point.
You are exactly right. And being I love a tag team match. I mean, I've always preferred tag teams to singles match, but that's something WWE has hardly ever done is push the tag team match. They went through phases. When I first started watching, you had the Bulldogs, you had the Hearts, you had Demolition. I mean, you had some tag teams in there, but then they went away from it till the Attitude Era. And then they had like the Hardys, the Dudleys, Edge and Christian, and then they went away from it again, started splitting up those guys.
Yeah.
So Vince has never been a tag team guy, and now that he's gone, maybe they'll do something about
I mean,
that.
Jimmy could hurt. Jay could hurt Jimmy so bad that he goes up to Roman and goes, "Look, man, I can't be there tonight."
Yeah,
And then Roman's like, "Oh my god, no, I need you." He's like, "I can't. I'm hurt." And that's how you could break him up.
there's there's some ways. This could
There's
be,
ways.
because Paul Heyman said last year this is just the start of the Bloodline storyline, but I think with The Rock in there, they're getting near the end. They're
Yep.
getting near the end of the Bloodline, and it may be something new. And with the rumors about Roman possibly leaving before long,
Yeah.
or being more of an attraction like Lesnar was. Can we say Brock Lesnar's name on here?
We can.
All right, so that one I'm not excited about. Okay.
But I've in that one, I've got Jay. I've got Jay going over.
Yeah, I got Jay too.
Yep.
And this is like what they said, only the third time brothers have faced each other in WrestleMania.
Every 10 years.
Yeah, it was Brett and Owen, and then
The Hardys.
Yeah, Matt and Jeff, and now.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Bring Rocky King back. Well, Rocky King. Do you know who Rocky King is?
No.
Okay, Rocky King was a enhancement talent for the Crockett's up there. You look him up, you'll see he was one of the more popular enhancement talents. He's passed away now, by the way. Rest in peace, Rocky King. But he he actually had a little stint with the Freebirds where he was there, kind of like their roadie for near the end of his career.
Mhm.
But
He's got a movie yet. Okay. I'm gonna check
Rocky
that
King,
out.
yeah. Brian Mullen, hey guys, hope y'all are having a good night. Yeah, Brian.
Hey, Brian.
Appreciate you
G'day.
stopping in. So the next one, LA Knight versus AJ Styles.
LA Knight. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
This could be one of those matches. I mean that can kind of steal the show. I think these two guys, especially AJ. I mean LA Knight, yeah. I mean, and they got all the experience in the world. They're seasoned veterans, but I'm going with AJ. I think I go with AJ on this. I think he's going to get the screw job finish.
Yeah. Look, now this match, I don't know how far people know. This goes back to TNA.
Yep.
Look, LA Knight was on, I believe, Busted Open about a week ago, and he even said that him being pushed so fast, him having a title match with Roman, was a bad idea.
Yeah.
And I think he needs this win at Mania, just to elevate him a bit more. But this will be a great match, and I think LA Knight needs to go over for himself because he's starting to drop a bit now. He was all this. He had the number 1 T-shirt for weeks, and it's not so much like an USO match where like, oh, dude, look, we got nothing for you. These two do gel together, but yeah, I think LA Knight needs this win, in my opinion.
Do you think? And I know how popular he got real quick, but that's kind of he was white hot 1 minute, and now it's like you said, he's kind of. Do you think if he loses this match, you might see a heel turn from LA Knight?
Like a double turn.
No, I'm not saying a double turn, but maybe eventually
because AJ's a heel at the moment.
Yeah, AJ's a heel. But what I'm saying is, if he gets on like say he loses to AJ.
Yep.
And he hit, ever since the championship match, he has not, hadn't had much luck, So maybe he thinks now, how they do sometimes. He turns heel, starts winning again. And if Cody wins the belt, that could be a contender there for the belt too. With LA Knight.
See, LA Knight, you can put him anywhere. I just feel the way he talks on the mic, if he's a heel, they'll compare him again with The Rock.
Yeah.
This is a hard one, man. I think keep him, this is my opinion, keep him how he is, make him win, and then give him a title shot at the IC.
Yeah. Another thing is, how much longer you think AJ's going to be around?
Well, he's buffed now, man.
AJ's older than you think he is. AJ's been around a long time.
Yeah.
He's no spring chicken anymore. So let's see. We've got Robert Matthews talking about Alex Wright and Disco Inferno. Yeah. And then this has got to be, yes, Kyle. What if The Rock turns on Roman after he loses the title, beats the crap out of him, and the Usos come out to save Roman and Solo, goes with The Rock along with Paul, and they bring in the other member of the family that just got released by MLW and do a face line,
Jacob.
Just to talk, okay.
They did mention Jacob. I'm guessing he means Jacob Fatu.
Yeah, that's who he's talking about. I'm going to give my thoughts on having a heel bloodline and a face bloodline. This would be NWO Hollywood and NWO Wolfpack all over again. I mean, then you'll have a bloodline 2.0. You'll have a bloodline. You'll have like they did the Latino World Order. You'll have some kind of mess like that. That's what, in my opinion, letting everybody in the NWO and letting it be like so many factions of the NWO. I couldn't keep up with who was in the NWO, who wasn't. They come out with about 30 of them behind them. I mean, I know you had to have some members of the NWO for the like WCW guys to beat up, so they wouldn't, the top guys would lose face. But come on, I mean, 30 guys.
The idea is good to have. No, I'm the tribal chief. No, I am. He's with me. He's with him. But I think we've gone away from that double faction teams.
Yeah. Let's see. AJ was on Paul Finnenbaum. I'm not sure who Paul Finnenbaum is. He's got to be I guess it was a podcast.
Yeah.
Kyle saying if you keep it short and sweet, as I think it would be, because The Rock is going to go back and make movies that could work. Otherwise, I agree with you.
Apparently, he is going back. Don't know when.
I think he is. I'm not going to get into that point till we get to the Rock and Cody matches. Gunther versus Sami Zayn. I do love Sami. Sami was white hot one time, and now he's kind of fizzled out a little bit too. I don't know what this Chad Gable deal is. I don't know if you saw that the other night. He lost to. He's getting ready to fight Bronson Reed, and he was backstage, and Gunther had said he will not beat Bronson Reed tonight. And and Sami was like backstage pacing around, and he goes by Chad Gable, and they kind of lock eyes, and then they start talking. And he said, uh, you can't let him get in your head and blah blah and all this. He said you need to get, and the last thing Gable said to him, you need to get your head out of your ass because you're the one of the best I've ever been in the ring with. And it looked like Sammy was like, okay, we're gonna have it here, but he said thank you for telling me that. But he ends up losing because Gunther was distracting him outside the ring, and they come back stage and Sami Zayn and Gable's back there again. And he said, maybe you need to go in a different direction. And if you want to, we need to talk. And they leave it like that. So I don't know what's going to happen there. I don't think Sami Zayn's going to beat Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. I mean,
I think it should have been Chad in this position. I like Chad Gable. I really
yeah,
do. Even from was it Alpha Academy? I believe he was in.
Alpha Academy, yeah.
And then he was Shorty G, which was bad. But Gunther's the longest IC champion of all time. He's a fighting champion.
Yep, definitely.
I can see Chad beating Gunther, but if Sammy beats him, it's I don't know. I know Sammy had to give up the title belt, the IC belt, during COVID because he didn't want to travel. They said, well, if you're not coming, we'll take it off you. Maybe this is their way of saying, look, you can have it back now. But I don't know. I can't take Sammy seriously as a wrestler right now. He's scruffy looking. I don't like the way he's always trying to be the peacemaker with everyone.
Yeah.
It's off-putting. Gunther, this, like I said, for Gunther to say, look, I am the best champion of all time for IC champion, he should win this one.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Gunther. Robert Matthews brings up a good point. Should have been Braun Breaker versus Gunther, or however you say his name. It's Braun Breaker.
Yes.
I don't understand what they're doing with him. I thought after his performance in the Royal Rumble, he could not go back down to NXT. He was going to be on Raw or SmackDown.
Is he still NXT Tag Champion with
Yeah, but he won that after the Rumble though.
Well, see, do you know why he was in the Rumble though? Don't you?
Yeah, he took Brock's place.
Yes, and rumor was it was going to be Brock versus Gunther.
Yeah.
At one point, but Dominic Mysterio was going to eliminate Brock, and it was going to be Brock versus Dominic at WrestleMania. Braun Breaker beating Gunther, I believe that.
Oh yeah, I could see that. I mean,
yes.
Can you imagine? You remember one of the longest reigning Intercontinental champions of all time, the Honky Tonk Man, had his reign ended in like less than a minute.
Yes.
By the Ultimate Warrior. I mean, I could see a surprise like that with Braun coming out, not doing it in a minute because you would just if Braun drop. I mean, if Gunther drops the belt, when he drops the belt, I hope they put it. That means they're going to put him in a program for a world championship with somebody.
Yes,
they should. They should. So,
I mean, Gunther went an hour plus in the Royal Rumble, so you can't make him do that and then lose in a minute.
You can't. But I could see Braun going toe to toe with him and beating him. You know, getting a lucky. You know, you could make it like getting a lucky roll up or something like that. And get
schoolboy.
Yeah, not something like he dominates him or something like that. Just do that, and then you move Gunther into it. But I don't think Sammy's got a chance here.
No.
All right, so there's a rumored match, and I think this will end up happening. But you know, I don't know with Asuka, with her injury.
Yeah, see that I've read that. She came out last week. Doesn't mean she did anything, but yeah, this is a hard one.
Yeah, I mean, because you don't even know if this match is going to take place now, because it was supposed to be the Kabuki Warriors defended the tag belts against Bianca Belair and Naomi. That was a rumored match, but with Asuka's, I mean, is the other girl, what's her name? The one that turned on Bayley after they all turned on her.
Dakota.
Yeah, is she able to wrestle now?
Well, this could be one of those matches where Oscar just goes into the match and doesn't get pinned, but they lose the titles.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't want to see the free bird rule ever again. It doesn't work.
I do not like that rule either.
Yeah, I mean, they have to do something with the women's tag team titles. If they don't showcase it more or better, take it back down to NXT and leave it there. Because I forget half the time who the women tag team champions are because they don't do anything with them.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
Put them back down in NXT, but I think they're going to lose the titles, in my opinion. That could be what they call them, the dark match at the start of the WrestleMania, the pre-match.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's probably what it's going to be. I mean, and look, is there any talk? I mean, what happened to the Andre the Giant Battle Royal thing?
Oh man,
they haven't had that in a while, have they?
No, it was. I think LA Knight won it, but I think it was the pre-show
they
match.
Yeah, he won a Battle Royal. Gosh, what was the Battle Royal? That was maybe it was last year.
Because it used to be on the card.
Yeah.
And then one year they made it the pre-show match.
Okay.
But that was pretty much a actually no, I lied, sorry. LA Knight didn't win it. So in order, we've had Cesaro, Big Show, Baron Corbin, Mojo Rawley, wow, Matt Hardy, Braun Strowman, Jey Uso, Madcap Moss, and Bobby Lashley. So my bad.
He won a Battle Royal, but it was on a different pay-per-view. It was at Slim Jim when Slim Jim got
Sorry,
in there.
my bad.
Yeah, he won that Battle Royal.
I haven't heard anything about it. I don't know if they're going to be doing. I mean, I'm sure they will do it.
It was SummerSlam, I think. Somebody comment. Okay, let's catch up with these comments because
go for
it. Somebody saying Braun is going to be a main player soon. No doubt about that. Just like Tiffany Stratton will be the face of the women's division.
Yes.
She is really 100%. Coming on. I mean, look, when I watched her in the Royal Rumble, she screwed up so much, but Elimination Chamber, she was on point.
I feel bad. She missed out a match a couple of weeks ago because the Rock's promo went too long. They had to cut a match. Yes.
You know, that's not going to sit well backstage with some folks.
Oh, yeah.
Too much women's wrestling. Do away with the women's tag team titles. Well, you can send it down to NXT, like Pennachio said.
Yeah.
LA Knight did win some kind of battle royal that mattered, but I don't remember what it was. Might have been it was SummerSlam. I remember now.
It could have been to be part of the US title match.
Something like that. It was something to qualify for something, but all right. Moving on.
Yep.
Io Sky versus Bayley for the women's championship.
Yep.
I don't see how Bayley does not win this.
I think she's going to win this.
Yeah, I think this is going to be her big moment.
Yeah. So Bayley is the 2024 Women's Royal Rumble winner. Broke away from Damage Control, not her fault. Classic. We'll kick the leader out. Face turn, and the face wins it. So I've got Bayley winning this one. So
I can't see her not winning. I mean, she is. You could see the face turn coming. A while back before it actually happened, and they did it at the right spot, and they did the right thing with her. I mean, she played it so well, and this is her chance for her. All the other horsewomen, Charlotte, Sasha, or whatever you want to call her now, and Becky have had their WrestleMania moments. This should be hers right here.
And I'm not a fan of factions anymore having all the belts.
Oh, yeah. Back in the day when the Horsemen, when they had Wyndham and Flair had the world belt.
Yep.
Wyndham had the U.S. belt, and Tully and Arn had the tag belts. I mean, that was pretty. There's a picture out there. It's an iconic picture of them with JJ, and they're all got the belts with them. And I mean, but now it's kind of like, it's monopolizing the whole thing. And I mean,
Yes.
I don't know.
I mean, we'll get to it soon, but as it stands, the Judgment Day got the tag belts. He's got the Mr. Money in the Bank briefcase. You got Rhea. It's just, and then you at the time you had the Bloodline with the tag belts, the Universal
Yeah, the
Championship.
Universal, whatever it is. What?
Solo was the United States, North American champion, I believe.
Or was
Could
it?
be
It was
wrong.
Dominic.
Dominic. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they had all the belts as well. So
What is he? Okay.
Mhm.
There's a time limit on the Money in the Bank thing. That's
Yes,
what
it's
they said. So it's
4
got to be
months.
coming up. It's got to be coming up quick. So
I don't want him to use it this WrestleMania. He's going to take away from everything.
if Cody wins that belt that on night 2, and Damian Priest comes out and cashes that in, how Rock talks about the Cody crybabies. What do you think is going to happen with that the next day if they let him win the belt for like 2 minutes and then he loses it to Damian Priest? That's going to be wild.
Well, looking at this, the Money in the Bank was July 1st last year. So he's going to be at what? April, May, June. He's got 4 months left.
Okay, so he probably won't do it on WrestleMania night.
But this is what happens now. So, Roman's had the belt for what? 2,000 million days, whatever it is. The next person who has the belt, do you let him have a long run or do you give him the 2 to 3 month SummerSlam run? What do you do? What do you do now?
Well, and look, back in the day, and I always say back in the day because I'm a little bit older than Pennachio is. Flair would hold the belt for years.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and then you'd have that little period of time with Dusty. Dusty would win the belt and hold it for like 2 weeks, and Flair would win it back. I think he did that a couple of times. Kerry Von Erich wins the belt, holds it for like 2 weeks. Flair gets it back. It's almost like Flair said, "Okay, I want a vacation. I just, I don't want the responsibility of being the champion for a couple of weeks. Just put it on somebody." Now, when Ronnie Garvin wins it, he holds it for like a month, and which Garvin had hardly ever defended the title in that month before he lost it back to Flair. But yeah,
but he's got to cash in soon. But it's kind of, I think if he does anything, he'll cash in on the World Heavyweight Championship. So it'll be either.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I just thought somebody made a good point here.
Show it.
This is Kyle. This has got to be Kyle. What if Drew beats Seth Rollins for the world title, then Damian cashes in Money in the Bank and ruins Drew McIntyre's WrestleMania moment again after it was ruined last time because there was no fans and completely loses his mind? That would that would be so good, but I would feel so bad for Drew. Oh my gosh. That's good, Kyle. That's good.
It'll make the Seth it'll make the Drew Punk rivalry even better because Punk will be just laughing at him.
Yes.
Saying you still lost. And then it'll be all pre-planned as always. And Punk will have a shirt with Drew crying, or Punk at the gravesite saying, like there's his. Man, that's woo.
Yeah,
I like that. I like it.
I like that. So that would be killer right now.
Because I'm going to guess because we'll get to it now.
Yeah,
the men's.
Let's just go ahead and talk about Drew and Seth right now.
I was going to say we could talk about the men's tag team because Damien's in
it. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I'm going to guess that will be on night 1, so he could cash it in on night 2. That's my opinion.
Right. Looking at and this is ringsideintel.com. They're saying, and they're just guessing what night 1 and night 2. They're saying both the Seth match with Drew would be night 2 and the tag team match would be night 2. But I would think, I don't know.
Well, then that would mean Sammy Gunther for IC will be night 1, and so will be the United States Championship when we get to it, night 1.
Yeah. This Okay, I'm gonna just read you night one card of what they're saying, what they're guessing. The Usos, LA Knight and AJ Styles, Gunther versus Sami Zayn. Whoever Dominic fights, and I think Dominic will have a match eventually. The women's tag team match, if they have it. Then Bailey's match, and then Cody and Seth versus Roman and The Rock that night. The rest of it will be night two. The United States title match will be night two.
Okay, I can see that.
They're really loaded up on night two on this one though.
Yeah, night two is always a bigger one.
Yeah. So let's just go ahead and talk about the tag match. Of course, there's still two spots left.
Two, okay.
Yeah. Well, what they're saying is Judgment Day versus New Day versus Awesome Truth versus Do It Yourself versus To Be Decided versus To Be Decided. So it's going to be 12 guys.
Yes.
Match.
Do you see the little hidden message that Bubba Ray put out? He had the date.
Yes.
And he goes, just saying.
If they bring those guys out there for that match, that place is going to go nuts.
It's Philly. It's ECW.
Yeah. And, Paul Heyman's getting inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
Greg Akery is saying Street Profits are going to be in. Okay.
They fight tomorrow night, don't they?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, I you know what? I don't understand the whole. And look, there's another one that's not in a match yet. Bobby Lashley.
Man.
I mean, there's so many guys sitting out there that are not in matches right now.
Yeah.
That I feel like need a WrestleMania match, but I don't know. I don't know where you put them on this card. I mean, you're going to have probably 4 hours each night.
Yeah, it's going to go for about four and a bit hours.
Yeah. So,
I hope the Dudleys get in because I picked them as my number one tag team of all time. I feel in this match, The Miz and R-Truth are going to win it.
I would not that. Did you see? Oh, God. He was. Oh, hold on. Let me talk to you about this while we're talking about Drew and Seth. Okay. Backstage on Raw.
Mm-hmm.
New Day, R-Truth, and Miz, and whatever it is. DIY. What's the deal with that name? I like what the New Day say. What's the deal with that name? I mean, it's two of you. You're not doing it. But anyway, did you notice in the background before they cut the commercial, Drew talking to Paul Heyman?
Yeah.
And none of this stuff, and we're going to get to that again a little bit later on. Just like somebody said on social media, none of this stuff is done by accident.
I hope it wasn't. I hope that was a little Easter egg.
This will be coming up later on. This is
because I've got my comments for that match too.
Yeah, this is something's going to happen there for sure. They didn't do that. They didn't just catch him back there. But it isn't like Road Warrior Hawk walking out of while they're interviewing somebody else live. No, it's not like that. Bobby Lashley versus Gunther would have been good, or has that already been done? I think that's already been done.
Yeah,
they fought. Yeah, they fought. I don't know. I don't know where you put. It's got to be something else coming. I don't know if these guys that we're talking about is going to be out there. If they do decide to do the Andre the Giant thing and have all these guys in that, but we'll see. I would not be surprised to see The Miz and R-Truth win it.
I hope they do.
Cut to commercial.
Because I think at this point now, you kind of need to break up Finn and Damian. Not so much as tag teams, but you can't have Damian being held down with the belts while with the briefcase, because if he cashes in as the undisputed tag team champs, he ain't gonna win.
No.
You need that little bit of all right, he hasn't got a belt now, he might win now.
And see, I thought they were going to do that a while ago.
Yes.
Robert Matthews, I am seeing your post up here about he's talking about a place we go to get energy drinks and he's saying Starry Night versus Blue Crab. They're two energy drinks that we get from Hometown Nutrition, which is we are having we're fiending because they're relocating and they've been closed for like over a month now. My daughter is about she can't stand it, but anyway. Next up, Cody and Seth versus Rock and Roman.
We'll leave that.
You want to leave
Rhea and Ripley, Rhea and Becky.
Let's go to Rhea and Becky.
Because that's all I have left on my list. Oh no, we'll do Rhea versus Becky now, and then we'll do the US belt, and then we'll use the main event till at the end.
Yeah. So here's the thing about Becky and Rhea. I don't know if you saw or not, but Becky only has 2 months left on her contract.
I read that the other day. Yeah. Her and Seth.
No way they're going to let both of these people get away.
If you look at a lot of Becky's social media, I know it's away. Apparently, they take her baby everywhere.
Yeah.
So maybe she's just saying, look, I just need mother-daughter time.
Maybe so. I mean, Greg's saying she has a book coming out.
She does. Yep.
Just started that book tour too.
I think it's called Not the Average Man.
Yeah.
Something.
And then he said, JD, you ain't even in the Judgment Day.
That was a good one. Oh man,
I just think Rhea wins this. And
I think so too.
Becky, like you said, Becky might be taking a break for a little while.
Yeah, I mean, Rhea's so on a high right now that, okay, fair enough. When they came to Australia, you have to make her main event the pay-per-view, but you can book a pay-per-view around Rhea right now. You can put her out there to start a Raw, anything. So if you keep the belt on her again, I'm happy with that. I wouldn't even be mad.
I don't think I would be mad either. But we talked a little bit about this before we went on the air too. Is she babyface now, or is she heel still?
I think she's a babyface in a heel group.
Yes. But you see her kind of at times distancing herself a lot from the rest of the group. The only one she really has a lot to do with is Dom. And I think maybe they're trying to put her with him to kind of keep her heel, but the fans are not buying it. I mean, the fans are cheering for her.
Do you think they're doing the whole Rhea and Dom making it like Eddie in China?
Yeah.
Because Dom is Eddie's son.
Yeah. That's exactly how it was back in the day, because people were cheering China, but they didn't like Eddie at the time. He was kind of, and then he kind of went babyface too eventually.
Oh, sorry. And then because Rhea came out a little while ago paying homage to China with one of her outfits too. So
yeah, definitely. And look, the reaction she got at the house shows doing the stink face on Nia Jax. Yeah, they were calling for it. And I was just like, she is babyface. No doubt.
But if she wins, if she stays as champion and Bayley wins, you have two faces, women champions. But Becky's a face too. So what do you do?
Yeah. I mean, they can try to get back to the day where there were heels and baby faces. There's been some, but some of them you can't tell anymore.
No, you can't.
Just like you said, Rhea is a baby face and a heel faction. I don't think it was. I think that was by accident.
Yeah,
I mean,
you don't hate Rhea, even though she's in a heel group. You don't hate Gunther because he's a great champion, but he's heel. That the heel face is fading away. It's either who I like or who I don't like.
I think last WrestleMania when Rhea won the belt from Charlotte, the way she won that belt, and I mean that match, and then her press conference after it, kind of got people like, oh well, this girl gets it. You got to cheer for her. Here we go, Kyle. Dom just doesn't get over with me. The whole Judgment Day is lame. Rhea needs to be on her own.
Yeah,
and I think that's eventually coming. I think you're going to see a split and I think it's going to be a bad one between her and Dom. I mean, I think it's going to be something like mommy. I think it's coming. I think
Well,
it's
what
coming.
if Dom cost Rhea the match?
That's what I'm saying. I think it's going to be something bad. And
As I said, I feel the Judgment Day will lose against whoever. I think we're going to see new tag team champs because apparently they're going to bring out a new belt too for the tag belts.
They don't need any more belts.
No, I think they're getting rid of the 2 belts and just making it an undisputed champion.
Sure, I was going to say they don't need.
So
any
I think they're gone. Rhea may lose and break up Rhea and Dom because of Dom's interference. Who knows?
Yeah, I think it's coming. I mean, I don't think they can avoid it much longer with her getting cheers like it.
And with the Judgment Day, this is my opinion. If they break up at Mania, then Damien's got 3-4 months to go as a singles champion with the briefcase. He can go for the belt somehow. So I've got Rhea winning, but Becky will win with Dom's interference. That's my 2 picks.
Right. Dom needs a new mommy. That should be how they break it up. But who would fit that role if you would Ripley? It doesn't need to be Nia Jax. I'm sorry. No. I'm tired of that match. I don't know. I mean, maybe the Stratton girl. Maybe he falls for the Stratton girl.
No, I feel he can't have another mummy. It just doesn't work. It's gone too long.
But I'm saying maybe he starts making eyes at the Stratton girl. I mean, she's going to be the top heel, one of the top heels right now. And
she might even be face, though. That's the thing.
Well, that's the thing too. You know, she's getting a lot of cheers too, but she's still doing the heel stuff backstage right now.
Yeah.
I mean, when you see her in her promos.
So, I think a lot of storylines are going to end at this WrestleMania.
Well, you know how things happen the Raw after WrestleMania.
Yes.
Everything goes bizarre.
It's almost like the new WWE season after Mania.
Yeah, it's like a reboot. They stop. So maybe Dom now. Maybe now Dom wants to be the Dom. Get it? We got it. Greg saying Vicky Guerrero should come back and be Dom. Oh my gosh.
She's over at AEW still, I believe. So.
So next up, who we up?
U.S. title.
U.S. title. Orton, Logan Paul, and Kevin Owens. This match right here should be good. I mean, you throw Logan Paul in there, and I mean the match he had with Owens was that Elimination Chamber. That was a good match. And Logan Paul. I mean, you just hear these people go on and on. You may not like him, but the guy to be around no longer than he has. I mean, this guy is great.
He can talk. He can handle the what chants so well. Now, with Logan Paul, he's got a new deal with Prime. You're going to see that Prime logo in the ring now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So, as off topic, dude, Logan Paul can go. Him and Ricochet early on.
That match, yeah.
He doesn't do too much. He doesn't oversell. He plays to the camera a little bit, but you go, he's a heel. So he does that well. I would have preferred this match to be Logan versus Randy only. I'm not a KO fan much anymore. His craziness is a bit too much for me now.
Yeah, I mean, I can handle KO either heel or babyface, but I think I'd rather have him a heel.
Yes,
I think he does better as a heel.
Because every time he's read that.
What a slap in the face. I don't think so, Greg. I really don't. I mean, just like we said, he's come so. I mean, he does things in the ring that veterans do after they've been in there for years, and he's just getting started. I mean, you listen to like Bubba Ray and them on Busted Open talk about him, and they're like, this guy's got it. I mean, and he gave up. You know, he signed full time.
Yes,
him for a reason. They talked him into it. They went to him, I'm sure, to get him full time, and they put that belt on him to keep him there. But I mean, I don't have a problem the way he's performing. Now, if he was somebody like David Arquette and winning the WCW World Championship, that would be a different thing.
Yeah.
He's light years above David Arquette. So I
Yeah.
mean,
No, Logan's great. Like, he's athletic. Like I said, he can talk, which is great. A lot of these, I guess you say, influencers, podcasters who come in and talk. Like, we won't go too much into it, but Ronda Rousey came in. She couldn't talk.
yeah,
Didn't work. Like I said, Logan can handle the chance. He knows how to pick on the cities. Doesn't say too much, doesn't say too less.
good heel.
Just works. Gets in, gets out.
Yeah, a good point.
Yep.
You know, if Jay Carter was a better worker, that her being the new mommy and feuding with Rhea.
Well, she's coming to SmackDown tomorrow for her first WWE SmackDown appearance. So who knows? There could be something going on there.
Logan is a natural heel. He's a scumbag. So is his brother, and it's great. Yeah,
exactly. Exactly.
I mean, he knows. He's had so much experience being a heel, so that's why he plays it so well.
Yep. I have Logan Paul winning this one.
Yeah, I think he pulls it out. I think it ends up. I think he's going to get one of these BS wins where either Orton hits Owens with their finisher or Owens hits Orton with the finisher, and he takes out whoever it is, and he gets the pin.
Well, he still has the brass knucks, so that'll be in play.
Would be it. But man, I would love to see Orton do something. I mean, you don't know how many more WrestleManias Orton might have.
Yeah.
But, okay, so now we get into the two big ones. Let's talk about the tag match first.
Yes.
Roman and Roman and The Rock versus Seth and Cody. Now, up until what happened Monday night, I thought maybe Rock was pulling something on Roman. But now, after that, I don't see that. I don't know about you, but I don't see Roman and Rock going back babyface. I think that was to solidify himself. I mean, he probably will before he goes back to making movies. But as far as right now, no, it's not going to happen at WrestleMania, I don't think.
No.
Does Seth turn on Cody?
Well, Cody could come out next week because it's the go home Raw and say, Seth, where were you when I needed you?
Seth got attacked by Drew.
But
he doesn't know that. Yeah, but he should see it. But
yeah, look, now this is what I think, because no one's brought this up yet until last week when you saw it. But I've been talking about it for a while. So Drew's got nothing to do night one. Who's to say for him to come out and just lay into Seth and going, I want you at your weakest tomorrow night. I want you to hobble to that ring. And maybe that's what Paul was talking to Drew about, saying, come down to the ring, do whatever you want to Seth. Take him out.
Yeah.
I feel Drew's going to interfere somehow. That's my opinion, because no one's brought that up yet.
Yeah.
Now, for who's going to turn on who in that match, I don't know, man. They both got reasons to do it.
I don't think anybody night one turns on each other now. I mean, I could see maybe Seth before Monday night. I could see Seth turning on Cody.
Yes,
but now, I don't see that. I think what you're saying about Drew makes sense. But the second night, because it's going to be Falls Count anywhere. I mean, not Falls Count. Anything goes the second night. If Rock and Roman wins it, they're definitely going to go over the first night. I mean,
okay. Well, let's just go there. Who wins this match right now? Go.
Rock and Roman.
Yeah,
no doubt.
I've got that going. Yeah.
I mean, they wouldn't. When they said if Rock and Roman wins, it's anything goes. When they said that automatically says they're going to win. Yeah. I mean, It's just how are they going to win? I like what you said about Drew.
Do you think, because he dropped the hint, Rock stuffed up? I think he stuffed up. Do you think Dustin comes back?
That's what I wanted to talk about. One of the things, there's two things.
Is your brother the Hall of Famer, a future Hall of Famer? I'm like, Rock, you ruined it because he's not in the Hall of Fame yet.
If somehow they work out a deal with AEW, because Dustin has made 2 posts, one before the attack, and he did the video saying, zoom in on these tag belts for his wrestling academy, zoom in on these, and then he looked up and said, "F you, Rock."
Yes.
And then after the attack, he made a post that was pretty scathing. Can Tony Khan, would he do that, let him out of his contract, or let him go for just the WrestleMania to do that and help? Because that's going to help WWE tremendously.
Oh yeah. Well, I think Dustin said he had about a year to go for himself.
Yeah.
So maybe I would love to see him there, because sadly Dustin can't be there.
Yeah.
Dusty can't be there.
Yeah.
This is the next best thing. His mother's there. She could play the Dusty role.
Because Rock is making it about family.
Yes, exactly.
He's making it about family.
Years ago, you couldn't talk about another wrestler in a different company. They're allowing this now. I would love to see, maybe if it's anything goes the next night, which is what it will be. I feel Dustin will be there.
All right, I can see that. Here's my thing. Another second part to that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're seeing Greg Akers saying Cody will cut a promo talking about his dad. I'm sure. Yeah,
yes. He hasn't yet, so it's coming.
I doubt AEW will let him, particularly after WWE wouldn't let Nash come to Sting's last match and appear on camera, and he just has a freaking. Well, Lex Luger has one too. DDP had one too, and they were there.
Yes. The only reason why people knew Lex was there is because someone posted a photo.
Somebody took a picture. Yeah, somebody took a picture.
But see, Kevin never went. Oh, well, it's hard because Kevin has his own podcast. He never went out bragging that Sting was going to win. Dustin's taking shots at The Rock.
Yeah,
big difference.
Right. Second part of what I think might happen in the Cody second night.
Okay.
All right. While we're talking about people coming back.
Yeah.
And this has been all over social media. Backstage when The Rock was attacking Cody outside.
I know where you're going. Yep.
The trailer. The truck trailer with the pictures on there. Now, somebody posted the next day, here are the current WWE trucks headed out right now. And the pictures on the side of the truck. It was Charlotte. It was some current guys.
Yes.
The trailer in the background when Cody was getting his tail tore up by The Rock had Cena and Austin on it.
Yeah.
And just like we said earlier with the whole Drew McIntyre thing and Paul Heyman, none of this stuff is done by accident.
No, because that truck's not around no more.
Yeah. Why would that truck? I mean, why else would that truck be there? Did they have a truck breakdown and they had to bring one of the other?
Yeah, and I didn't notice it at first. I mean, I saw it, but I think on Bus Open said they had lights on it, so you had to see it.
Had to see it. It was made for you to watch. At first, I was like, okay, people are grasping at straws here.
Yeah.
But then the more I thought about it, the more I was like, that wasn't just there for no reason.
No.
And it's WrestleMania. I mean,
I think WrestleMania 15 with The Rock and Austin was in Philly.
I think so.
So there's that rivalry again.
You think about it.
Yeah.
Two guys that had two big rivalries with The Rock.
Yes.
Cena and Austin. And if both of those guys came out, especially if Austin stunned The Rock, got him out of the ring, and then Cena took care of whoever else, and Cody gets Roman after the way it went down last year. You know, I could see it happen at the end, kind of like a just like last year, where the bloodline comes down and starts interfering. But
Yep.
and you're like, okay, here we go again. It's going to happen again, just like last year. And then you have Austin and Cena come out at different times and take care of the bloodlines, take care of The Rock, Solo, whoever, and Cody gets a win.
Well, Austin's last match with The Rock was at WrestleMania 19 where he lost.
Yeah.
Now, okay, 21 years later is kind of you don't hold a grudge for 21 years, but he can say the last match I had with you, you beat me.
Yeah.
This has a very Star Wars feel to it, you know.
Yeah.
Jedi versus the Siths, you know, past Jedis are coming to help the chosen one, Cody, to help finish his story, his legacy. We've got your back.
Yep. I agree totally. And I mean, as much as I would, I'd love to see Dustin come back, but I feel like, and I don't know if you remember maybe a month ago, social media, they were showing Austin, and Austin was really training. You know, he was in the gym working out to get back for something. They were like, what's he doing this for?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Austin talks about his first ever memory of watching wrestling multiple times and watching Dusty getting blooded by someone. Asked his mom, why does the policeman, security guard, whatever, help Dusty when he said he was 9 years old? And, that's a good story. But I don't know. I feel like Cody definitely finishes the story.
Yep.
How it goes down, I don't know. But can you imagine what do you think is going to happen with with the WWE universe if somehow Roman wins?
Well, if you go back a couple of weeks now to a month, The Rock says, because he's the boss now, you lose this. This is it. You get no more title shot. Now,
Yeah.
he had this same deal in AEW. He didn't go for the championship ever again. I don't want it to be, oh, well, The Rock said that, so he's going to win now. There's still a slight chance he will lose. I don't know, man. This is one of the ones where if Cody wins, it's kind of like, well, he had two shots of it. They had to give it to him. If Roman wins, what do you do? What do you do?
Where you go from here?
Where do you go? Who can beat Roman? Is it The Rock? Does The Rock turn on him?
Does The Rock turn on him and still be heel and Roman goes face?
Yes. And
I
maybe
mean,
they fight at
I
SummerSlam.
think that's where you have to go now. If The Rock turns on him, I don't think The Rock goes babyface. I think Roman goes babyface, and I think
Oh, yeah.
Heyman is upside with The Rock. And I don't know about the rest of them. I don't know what you do with the rest of them now.
I think in this match, I think you have to go with Roman, I think, to leave this champion because, all right, okay, Cody wins. What happens the night after? Who does he feud with? Don't do Roman again. This is too long. It's 2 years now.
Well, you got Seth out there, and I keep thinking about Seth. If Seth loses the belt,
which I think he will,
and Seth could turn heel, and even if he doesn't go heel right away, he could feud with Cody because you said you beat me 3 times. You beat me with freaking one arm.
See, I prefer Cody with the World Heavyweight Championship belt. I don't want him to be the Universal. I don't like that belt. I don't like it.
If Cody loses again, he'll be flat as piss on a plate. I mean, it'll definitely set him back. But as hot as he is right now, I mean, he sold more merchandise last year than anybody in WWE.
Yes.
I don't see how you don't give it to Cody. not give it, but how he doesn't win.
So we both agree it's going to be the Bloodline rules match in night 2. So
Yeah,
anything
I mean,
goes.
they would not have said that stipulation. I mean, that's just like saying, okay, if so and so wins, we're gonna have, like, say back in the day, if Sting beats Flair, or if this tag team wins, Sting's gonna Flair's gonna have a handy or 2-on-1 against Sting.
Yep.
They wouldn't mention it if they weren't going to do it.
No, exactly.
I just don't. I just don't think.
I think Cody will win, but I think for me, Roman has to win.
Roman pins in a tag match? Is that what you're saying?
No, like on night 2, I think Roman will win, but I think Cody can win. I don't know. This is a hard one. Like
I think I'm just thinking Cody. Somebody's saying, I don't know. This might be Kyle. You've got to put the title on Cody.
You have to, but it's kind of, what do you do after?
This is true. I think I froze up on you guys. There we go.
No, you're still good. Like if Roman loses, does he verse The Rock to be the head of the table? That storyline's dead now.
Yeah, that's
if The Rock beats Roman for the head of the table, you're not winning anything.
I'll tell you this, and I don't know if you remember how far back you go. This whole storyline and this build-up kind of reminds me of the whole Sting Crow deal with Hogan. Because everybody, I mean, in a way, because there was so much build-up to Sting's going to fight Hogan, Sting's going to beat Hogan.
You mean when he went away for 12 months?
Yeah, when he,
okay.
I mean, he didn't wrestle for 12 months. He just sat in the rafters, and then he would come down and every once in a while interfere or you know, and there was so much build up to it that, and then, you know, they just kind of kept pulling back a little bit, and everybody was just like, okay, we got to see it. We got to see it. This is going to be the match of the century. And I don't think WWE will do this, but you can't screw this match up no matter which way it goes. You can't screw this match up like WCW screwed up Starrcade 97. And I know that was, I'll say it to this day, that was that jackass Hulk Hogan. I mean, the plan was already in place for Sting to win it, and it was going to be a fast count.
There's a story with that, but we'll get to that another day.
Yeah, but you can't screw it up. Whatever you do, you can't screw it up like they did, because that set WCW back.
It's going to be, I think, a ref bump with a very slow count.
I think that's the reason you set up anything goes match the second night.
What if the anything goes match and The Rock said to Cody, I'm going to be the ref?
Well, that's true too.
You are.
Yep.
Yeah.
But that would, and like I said, the whole Austin Cena thing, that would play into that to counter The Rock at the end of the match. I don't know. It's so many ways this thing could go right now, and every time I think I'm on a path to where I think this is what they're going to do, they put another turn in there.
Yeah.
So
like I said, it's going to be a Bloodline rules match. It has to be. I think right now, Roman's winning. That's just me.
Got you.
Because the story will continue better. Because if Cody wins, he's just got no one. If Roman wins, he's already got The Rock ready to go. If Cody wins, he can beat The Rock, but then that means the whole Bloodline feud just ended. Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to show a comment up here. This is another good point. And Kyle, if this is yours.
Do it.
Triple H has suddenly been mighty quiet after initially having verbal exchanges with The Rock. My guess is that so makes the difference in the match and make sure Cody wins. That's a good point. Where's Triple H been?
Yes.
Triple H was...
Now, he can't wrestle, God forbid, because he's hard. Nothing's going to say, because I've had this thought too, he can come out with the sledgehammer.
And and that's another rivalry with
Great
Rock
question.
right there. And that's got some real bad blood there.
Okay, so you got Stone Cold, Cena, and Triple H, possibly.
Yeah, the three biggest rivalries of The Rock.
On the bloodline, you've got Solo, Jimmy, Jacob Fatu. Who knows? His name was on the screen when they showed the family tree.
Yep.
So it could be 3
Well,
on 3 watching.
You think about it. If two of them take out, okay, let's say let's say Triple H takes out one. Cena takes out, okay, let's say, and I'm not saying this, they're deciding to do it. Triple H takes out Solo. Yep. Cena takes out Jimmy. Somebody's got to take out The Rock.
There's Austin.
Yep. So.
And he's going to steal that stunner the way he does.
Yeah, he's going to sell it, and man, that place would go nuts. That place would go nuts if that went down that way. But yeah, that's, and guys, this is just what we're thinking. And guys are coming, Kyle, you guys are coming up with some great stuff, great thoughts.
Whoever said that cash in on Drew.
Yeah, that was Kyle.
Great.
I could totally see that happening.
Yeah.
We need to run creative. Just let us run creative.
And then, you have Damian as the world champion now. Drew is being laughed at by Punk on commentary. There's your feud. And it'll make sense, maybe Damian's pissed off because he lost the night before, lost his belt. I'm going to go cash in. I'm the champion now. He can do whatever and make sense. He can fight with Finn. Makes sense.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Drew with Punk makes sense.
The
You're a loser. You're a loser in front of no one. You're a loser in front of everyone.
That's right. Yeah. The whole Damian Finn thing's coming too.
I'm going to go with that. I think Drew will win, but I think Damian's going to cash in. There you go. I love that idea. I'm going with that.
Yeah. Good job.
Good one, Kyle. Great one.
Good call. So that's pretty much it for the card. Like I said, guys, we got 9 days before WrestleMania.
There will be more matches, but as we said, this is all we see as confirmed right now.
Right now. And I'm sure tomorrow night you'll see another tag team added to the list. And I don't know if they would wait till Monday night to do the last tag team or not, but
I reckon that 6th spot will be a surprise. Because there's rumors that they saw Matt at SmackDown last week, Matt Hardy.
Yeah, he was at Raw in Raleigh.
Was it Raw?
Yeah, he was in it was in North Carolina, so that's where he's from. And he's made a lot of comments on his podcast about, AEW not using him or Jeff the right way.
Yeah.
And I think his contract's coming up, so this will be the second time they've been a surprise there, though.
Yeah. I think there'd be one surprise tag team. And I'm going to go with the Dudleys.
I agree. Being in Philly, I think you're right.
Yes. Yep.
So before we go, we do a little thing. I don't know if you're ready for this. The 3 count. What's your 3 things that you're looking at now?
Okay, so real quick, 30 for 30. They did one on the Scabs, which is the 1987 replacement players.
Yeah.
I knew a bit about it. Didn't know. I thought it was all year. It was only for 3 rounds, I believe.
It was part of the season. Yeah.
Yes. Some teams didn't do it. Some teams went longer. Great insight to the Redskins. They went all the way because they won the first 3 games, which was great. Another 30 for 30 was a brief history of Ric Flair from when he started.
Yeah.
Like I said, you may know 90% of it. Some of it I didn't know he was adopted.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he went into that. This was, I think, pre-COVID. So when he was talking, you could actually understand him a bit better, which is great. Another one, a podcast I listened to, Something to Wrestle with Bruce Pritchard.
Oh, yeah.
He did 2 episodes on territory bookings and how it happened. It was a great insight on how some bookers went one way. The Von Erich said, "Put the belt on my sons." No, I'll start my own business, and,
Yep.
and they'll be champions. It just goes through the 50s all the way up, which is great. So that's it. 30 for 30. Scabs, Ric Flair, and Bruce Pritchard's 2 episodes on the territories.
You ever seen the movie The Replacements?
Yes.
That's the Redskins, the Scab Redskins. That's
This
what's that
Washington
thing called?
Sentinels, yeah. They showed it. They'll throw in eggs and stuff at the bus too, which was great.
The thing that 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 story. I remember watching it, and I actually think now I may be wrong. Uh, I think some of the Scabs finally got a Super Bowl ring.
Some did, yeah, but it
Yeah.
wasn't. I think I said it wasn't quite real. It was like a different jeweler saying, "We'll make it the best we can," or something.
But you did. I mean, the way it went down, it was if they hadn't won those 3 games, the Redskins
They
probably
would
winning.
have made it.
Yeah, they don't win.
I mean, I understand if you play a game and you get injured for the whole year and your team wins a championship and you don't get a ring, okay. But these guys kept the team going.
yeah, and the
Big difference. Big difference.
The last game they won against their big rivalries, the Cowboys, and the Cowboys had just a lot of their veterans cross the strike line. I mean, their best running back, Tony Dorsett, was playing that night, and he gets beat by a bunch of Scabs. I hate to say it that way, but that's
And I think they only kept 2 or 3 of the replacement players all year.
Yeah. And there was some of them that lasted a couple of years. One or two last. I think one of the receivers lasted a couple of years there.
Yeah, and it was sad in a way, but they kept it well because, like I said, I didn't know about the movie and stuff. It was a true story. The poor guy, after the season done, he had to go back to jail for 4 years.
Yeah. That's terrible, dude.
He's like, please, somebody sign me. I'm gonna go back to jail.
How do you get him out to play football and then have to put him back in?
Yeah, sorry.
I don't know.
But yeah, no, definitely. If I could, like me, I didn't know too much about the replacement player year. Great insight.
Yeah.
What's your 3 count there, Stevie?
Okay, 3 count. I've been, I do my album challenge, and I always bring a few albums into the 3 count when I do it. Going down to country music, and I'm gonna throw a shout out to Kyle again. Going down to country music, like Kyle suggested to me, we text back and forth. Kyle told me about a group called the War Hippies, a country music group. Great album. Their self-titled album. I've been listening to that. As far as TV goes, this show I've been kind of binge watching with my daughter, and she suggested to me. And at first, I was like, whatever. I'm not. When she first started watching, she's already watched all of it, and she's watching again with me now. But the Outer Banks, it's on Netflix. It's based out of. It's supposed to be based out of Outer Banks, North Carolina. There is some details in there that don't look. It might not be the Outer Banks where they're filming at, but that's where they're supposed to be. It's basically, if I had to compare it, and I was thinking it, and then my daughter said, because I told my brother about it, and I told him she said it the other night without me even saying anything. It's like an older Goonies.
Okay.
Yeah, they go on. I know it's inaccurate as far as it's inaccurate because of the settings and stuff. But guess what? There's a lot of them out there. If you look at it, that's probably inaccurate. But yeah, they go looking for gold. I mean, there's a gold treasure, and they go looking for that, and then it turns into something else. And they're always. It's like 4 or 5 of them. One rich girl. I mean, it's almost like the Goonies.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I mean the characters remind you can put it in there, but except they don't have a chunk. But and then another, I don't know what the third one is going to be for me. Geez, I think I talked about the We Are the World thing.
Yeah,
We talked about that.
Promote your your awesome interview with Mr. Joey Casada.
Oh yeah, yeah, and hopefully he will be making another appearance. Had the chance to interview Shout It Out Loudcast Hall of Famer Joey Casada.
Two plugs there.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. That episode just came out this week. Joey played drums on a few of the songs from the Ace Frehley album, 10,000 Volts, which was, we got to talk to him about that. Being a lifelong Kiss fan, as he was, and we talked about his book, but Joey is just, such a great person. He seems genuine. I mean, I've talked to him, I've texted him back and forth on Facebook, and then to get to talk to him, he seemed like that. And he wants to come on and do a WrestleMania 40 recap. And he said he wanted, his quote was, I want to blast Pennachio in the back with a chair.
Bring it.
Yeah, I would love to see, I love to have Pennachio and Casada up here one-on-one against each other on the
Absolutely
main event. But hopefully that'll happen. Hopefully we can get Joey back up here. It was a great interview. Gosh, he talked a lot about doing the album and how he got the call to be on there, and that was great. I mean,
good on him, man. Like you read his book, listen to his podcast stories. His book is called was it Chase Hold On to a Dream?
It's Start with the Dream.
So, the man had a dream, went for it, and got it, man. I can't congratulate that guy enough. He knew what he wanted, and he just got it.
He's he made the comment up there, and this is one of them that stuck with me. You say you don't have enough time to do things. He said that's a bunch of bull. He said get up. He said get up an hour earlier, or do something, cut off something that you would do, work an hour later, or if it's something you really want to do, you can do it. You just got to put the time into it. And
no, he did well. That was great. I'm excited to hear the uncut songs where he drummed on songs that they didn't publish.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. I won't spoil it. What songs he mentioned? Give it a surprise to people, but I'm looking forward to that.
And we will be starting a series. Me and Joe Decker will be starting a series of the. We're gonna do a little cat out of the bag with this.
Unlock your iPhone first.
Shut up, Siri. I don't know. It's not evidently Siri thought I was talking to her when I said series.
I thought you were going to say, Joey, you've ordered another Joey book.
So we're going to start a series, and we're going to do this with a bunch of artists. But we're going to start off with Ozzy Osbourne. We're going to go through the whole discography.
Oh, great.
Album by album. And we start off with Ozzy. And what we do, we do the review of each album. And then at the end of the discography, we rank the albums, the top, maybe the top 10 albums and the top 10 songs of his off those albums.
Great, man.
That's going to start off, we're looking forward to that. But anyway, so SmackDown tomorrow night, guys. Check it out. AEW.
3 more to go. 3 more episodes to go before Mania. Yep. Watch them. 100% watch them.
Imagine what next week's going to be like with SmackDown and Raw. It's going to be.
Will SmackDown be pre-taped, you think?
Isn't Friday night the Hall of Fame?
No, I read that they might do it after SmackDown. Maybe it's going to be a live SmackDown. Maybe
it's going to be a live SmackDown. I think they did a live SmackDown last year and did. Yeah, because they did do the Hall of Fame after last year. Yep, you're exactly right. So we got that to look forward to next week, guys. Make sure you tune in to
post your comments on what you think or who you think will win any match and what you think will happen in the Bloodline match, please.
Yeah, give us your thoughts. We are here. I mean, you guys are like Kyle, Robert, Greg, whoever else is out there as Facebook user, Brian.
A lot of comments tonight, a lot of ideas too, which is great.
And look, we were just about to set you guys on Twitter right now. We got 26 on Twitter. We got 29 people watching right now. So that's
welcome, guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's almost a record for us. Nope, we just went up to 30, so we're getting
There
into
we
30.
go.
Somebody saying Shockmaster will prevail. Yeah,
Hey,
you
you
never know.
never know. Never know.
But maybe the Shockmaster and the Black Scorpion are going to be the surprise tag team. But anyway, Pennachio, any last words?
No, that's it. Like I said, just post your comments. I'm excited for this WrestleMania. If you guys listen to podcasts, listen to Busted Open. They go for about 40, 50 minutes of the best of wrestling things in case you've missed something. They go through it and give their opinions. I can't give those guys any more credit, man. They're great. Busted Open. Especially the next week, give them a listen.
You know what? You know what would be great? We need to reach out to the what's his name, the host, the guy.
Dave?
Yes, we need to reach out to him and try to get him on the show.
Yes.
Especially if Cody wins the belt. That would be freaking awesome to get him on the show. He is a Cody fan for sure. And Rock made those social media posts and was pointing fingers, and that was pointing directly at him too.
Yes. Yep.
The Cody Crybaby.
Dave Gorecka, Dave is the leader of the Cody Crybabies. He's proud of it. They're going to wear pink bathrobes.
Yes.
That's his thing. So anyone who's going to WrestleMania 40, wear a pink bathrobe. And if Dave sees you, off topic, if you do go, they're doing a ECW free for all thing. Go down to watch the Busted Open boys, and girls too. Thunder Rosa will be there.
Yeah.
But yeah, pink robes out for the Cody Crybabies.
Yeah.
I would wear one if I had one.
Even
though I'm going for Roman, I will show support.
He actually talked Bubba Ray and Tommy and I forgot who else it was into saying that we're going to wear the pink bathrobes. But
Yeah.
Bubba might be busy. Bubba might be busy that night. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this week. Guys, we will be back after WrestleMania 40 to give you our thoughts on what happened. Hopefully we'll have Mr. Casado with us. And
no, Joey Licious.
Joey Licious, that's right.
Yes.
We'll have Joey Licious. Maybe he'll be in character when he comes out. But you guys, thank all you guys for your
thank you.
Your comments. Thank you all you guys out there in X or Twitter or whatever for watching. And we will see you next time on the Triple Threat main event.
Too sweet.